get into it. Hey, today I'm on a great friend of mine, a young mentor to me too. Helped me out when I was coming up in the game. I'm on World Class Hoop podcast. So I dropped the link in the description. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all follow on Facebook and download on Apple Podcasts. So when Chris get ready, we're gonna switch over to the other screen. So make sure everybody go hit every link in the description. Salute everybody in the chat, y'all.
All right, positive energy to everybody. Welcome in. But all right, we gonna act like we already live, but welcome in everybody to the World Class Hoops podcast. Once again, I'm your host Chris Rouse, coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. I had to get help once again, man. I had to go get Shaq Barnes of SBTalkSports, man. I had to bring him back, man. I had to bring him back, man. My good friend Shaq Barnes, man. We had a good talk about Bucks Nets last time he was on the show. So now we're doing a bit of a crossover here, a World Class Hoops podcast, SBTalkSports thing. What's good, Shaq? Welcome back in, man.
I'm doing pretty good, man. I had to say you got me. We got the 7. We got the game 7 that we wanted, but yeah, man, you got the best of it on. I was still a little hurt off that, but it's cool, man.
Yeah, man. Once again, this is the World Class Hoops podcast, available as you can see at the bottom of your screen at Apple, Anchor, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Also available on Facebook, at World Class Hoops podcast, on Twitter at WCHP Media. Also, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at KingRouse21, KINGROUSE21. Once again, this is a World Class Hoops podcast playoffs check-in. But once again, Shaq, I had to bring you back in, man, because last time we talked Bucks Nets. We said it's got to go 7, man. It's got to go 7. It's gonna go 7. You said Nets in 7.
It did.
I said Bucks in 7. Now I'm not trying. No, hold on. Don't do that. I ain't trying to get you. It happened. It happens. It was a great series. I just want to get your perspective as somebody who thought Brooklyn was going to take that series and to see like how it ended. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on like how Milwaukee ended up winning that series?
It was, first of all, we got to tip our hat to him. It was a great series. First and foremost, off that, it was definitely a great series. But that's all I can say, man. They hit the last shot, man. That's all that's really to it, man. That's all that's to it, man. They was a toenail away, a toe knuckle away, man. So yeah, it went the way it go, man. So sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. That really is all you can say about that. And honestly, my thoughts on this series, injuries. I mean, because honestly, it looked like Brooklyn was probably going to cook Milwaukee before Kyrie and it was found out that Kyrie wasn't going to play anymore. So I just think the injuries kind of took Brooklyn out. Also, on top of the injuries, Milwaukee, honestly, I know I picked Milwaukee, but they should have lost that series after they gave Game 5 away. I was like, look, if they find a way to win this series, man, they gonna need something dramatic to win this series, and that's what we got, something dramatic. So shout out to that series, man. It was a fun series.
It was like since me and you was talking about it, and first I was like, I hope as a basketball fan, I hope it goes 7. It did. This is probably one of the best series we had since the Dallas and the Clippers. The 2 best series we had. So I was excited from it. And then like KD got to show that he's the best player in the NBA. To me, he still showed that no matter what, win or lose or draw, he did everything. He showed that he can do more than score, which is a great thing because that's everybody swear that all KD can do is score the ball, which is cap.
Yeah.
So and then the other guys, Giannis, I still see the same problems with Milwaukee, but now it's just like playing the Hawks. Do they have anything to really stop that? No. But and then with the Trae Young, because I know I've been getting a lot of flack about saying Trae Young is overrated.
As you should. I think this is you my guy, but you should. You should.
Yeah, I should have. I should have. He proved me wrong. I swear, I believe like somebody must have sent him like a whole bunch of threads of people calling him overrated. And I know I was in that little thread, and he just been going off because ever since I said he was overrated, he been playing different. But this is the series where he's gonna get exposed. Yeah, man.
That's SBTalkSports content.
Yeah, man. And he responds too, though. He responds if you send him messages, because I know I was in like a sports betting group, and like people are sending him like, man, we need you to score 30 tonight. And he'd be like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So he responds to messages and he sees them.
No, hey, you got to respect that, man, especially with the way he's been hooping. But they go into the Eastern Conference Finals. They go up against Milwaukee. Before we talk about that, let me get your thoughts on Philadelphia, man. I mean, first off, let me say this. I agree with you with Kevin Durant. I think he's reclaimed his spot as the best player in the NBA. But let me get your thoughts on Philadelphia, man. Ben Simmons.
It's the same thing that I've been saying about Philadelphia. Hold on, wait, somebody said I got an echo. Let me check them. Maybe if I mute that. Okay, it's for Ben Simmons with me. It's the echo. I mean, I said okay, and I said the echo. They don't have a closer, and I've been called about Philly. The reason why I said I had the Nets making the finals is because I didn't believe in Milwaukee, and I don't believe in Philly. Because Philly has not been the same since Jimmy Butler. If they don't have a closer, they don't have a closer. I don't want to hear the excuse about Ben Simmons not the second option no more, or he's the third option. It's no way have you having a ball that much in your hand, and the offense runs to you, and you're not shooting the ball.
Yeah,
he's not even trying to shoot at all. And I guarantee Philly is regretting picking Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. I know for a fact that they're regretting that. It has to. You have to. It's no way you can look with me at a straight face and say that. that you like, yeah, we picked Tobias Harris. We took Tobias Harris. Like, come on, man. No, we not.
We did. My thoughts on the Sixers. You just got to teach Ben Simmons to shoot. I think I forgot who said it. It was either Shaq or Charles Barkley. They was like, Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being the next LeBron, and I just think that's so accurate. Like that's just so accurate. It's like, dude, like he's got all the tools as a facilitator, a rebounder. I think he should have been Defensive Player of the Year this season, especially with the some of the games I saw Rudy Gobert get like 40 dropped on his head. And that's
a whole other story for another day about that defensive player. Yeah, I think they gotta do something else.
But my thing with Ben Simmons is like, we know you can't. Teams know you can't shoot. Like I've literally seen teams drop 20 feet off him to let him shoot the ball, and then like 4 for 14 at the free throw line or whatever it was. Like, come on, man, that's tough, man. Like I think it could work, but my thing with Philly. I think the piece they need to move is Tobias Harris.
Yes.
Because when it comes to Tobias Harris, I have an interesting thought. I think a lot of people say Tobias Harris is overrated. I was like, nah, he's not overrated. He's overpaid. He's overpaid.
There you go.
They gave him a bigger bag that he probably should have got. And he comes up real small. We got somebody in the chat. True to King TV says the Sixers are horrible in developing players. And I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. When you think about Markelle Fultz, trading him out, I know he's been hurt, but you know all the tanking for picks. You trade Markelle Fultz out. Dario Saric, you traded him out. You know, Ben Simmons. I mean, year 5, still talking about I got to develop a jump shot. You know, that's not a good look. And then on top of that, with the analytics base, I thought they also kind of rushed it a little bit with firing Brett Brown because. Like, how many shots go in like that for Kawhi, man? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then last year, Ben Simmons was hurt. So it's like, I think they kind of rushed it with rushing Brett Brown out the door. If they could have gave that another year with him and Seth Curry, maybe that could have happened. Maybe.
See, with Brett, the problem with Brett Brown is it was so many bad problems and how he was doing with the rotations, then with the players, and the players not developing, then like bad play call. It was so many things that was happening over time that we had to just be like, nah, we gotta let him go. We had to let him go.
I'm with you. It was after like 5 or 6 years, you need a new voice. And then on top of that, with the leadership issues that was coming out in the stories in the locker room, it's like, you got to get somebody new in there. But honestly, I don't think he was a bad coach. I think if you would have gave him another year, with this team that they had, I think they probably could have really did something. Because, I mean, it was not to blame Doc, but it was another Doc team in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was definitely another Doc team in the playoffs. See, with Doc, it's so crazy with Doc because as much as I believe Doc, we gave Doc too much credit for that Celtics championship, and we put him too high on the pedestal. We put him too high on the pedestal. Don't get me wrong, Doc is not a bad coach.
Not at all.
Doc is not a bad coach at all. But we just put him too high on a pedestal of that Celtics championship, and that he pretty much think he like a Phil Jackson, or we taking him too high. And it's just like you pretty much had a stacked team who supposed to win. But now
he's not the only one.
one.
I think he's not the only one to get that's on too high of a pedestal from that Celtics team. Paul Pierce. You know.
Yeah, Paul Pierce definitely came up off that. Paul Pierce definitely came off that. But with Doc, I just think he got to make better in-game adjustments. Sometimes he got to stop. One thing that Doc does that I don't like is that he fall in love with his players too much, where he fall in love with his players so much that he don't want to hurt their feelings. So instead of thinking about the game plan and winning, he didn't pull Ben Simmons knowing he hurting the team because he didn't want to hurt his feelings or kill his confidence. Like Doc, that's one thing about Doc. I say he fall in love with his players too much. So he ain't going to pull a KG or Ray Allen if they sell in the game or Ben Simmons because he like, oh, I don't want to mess with his. I'm like, no, man, pull him. It's about winning. You got it's like a time for it and it's a time not to do it. Like with Marquette, with Harold from the Lakers, it was no reason to sit him that much, and he should have been playing. Ben Simmons should have been out the game. You hurting the team more than you helping the team. You know, so
no, I feel you.
Yeah.
No, and I feel you. And you mentioned Doc not making the adjustments, but and then you look at the Clippers on the other side of things as we shift to the Western Conference Finals. You see them finally make it to the Western Conference Finals. You know, Doc Rivers had them close a few times. And what did Tyronn Lue do? He made the adjustments. See Reggie Jackson. See Terrence Mann. Now they're down 0-1 and they're down 0-1 right now. What game 2 adjustments do you think they need to make going into this Phoenix series before, other than the obvious like Chris Paul and Kawhi being out?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Kawhi first. Kawhi first thing first. And I got a question for you two about what Paul George said about Doc, and do you believe it's true now? But so for them, it's just like because now even if Devin Booker go off, because the problem with the Clippers, they always let a star player go off for some reason. If you're a star player, you play the Clippers, career night. You go put up your best numbers, see what Luka did. you go get career numbers against the Clippers. I guess they just settle for like we're not gonna let the role players kill us, but you still got to worry about Aiden. I feel like what can they do? Even if you contain Booker, then here comes Aiden. I feel like they have to be a better defensive team. They have to get stops, turnovers high. You got to make the Suns a high turnover team, especially with Chris Paul being out. They don't really have their floor general. So, like, with the benefit of having Chris Paul with the Suns was like plenty of times where they used to get out of control. Chris Paul to come in and slow the game there because Cameron Payne, everybody killing me back because I don't like Cameron Payne. Nothing personal. You just garbage when you had this jersey on.
Time out. You know what? Look, I was there in Windy City. I was there in Windy City when we had Cameron Payne. This dude that's not the same Cameron Payne that we had.
No, it's not. It's not.
So like not even like Windy City. That's not the same Cameron Payne. He's a much better player. This dude has really like gone through the G League, like Texas, Stockton, which is Dallas and Sacramento. And like now he on Phoenix, so it's like you got to really give him some credit, man. Salute to Cam Payne in the G League, bro.
Cam, and then with Cam, so I was just like with him, he's playing great, but he's still a gun. He's a gun. He gonna shoot that. He gonna shoot that ball as much as he can. So you got to take advantage of that. Put the pressure on him because he put the pressure on him. Then now he can't get the ball and get it done. So my other question I wanted to ask you about was Paul George. Remember he went crazy on Doc Rivers. And once he went crazy on Doc was like, don't blame me. Y'all should have played major shots and all that. But Paul George exposed him and said it was how he was playing me. That's the reason why I'm playing better. So now I want you to think. So now, was Paul George right? Because remember, Paul George was getting a lot of slander. So was he right?
No, he got to make his shots. He got to make his shots. He got to make his shots, man. I mean, don't let them numbers in game 1 fool you. Paul George had a bad shooting game, man. Shot like 10 for 26, dude. Like, come on, man. Like Paul, you got to remember, man. Paul George, a lot of these games, and I've been caping for Paul George this year. But in the playoffs, a lot of these games where he had like 36, he had like a high volume of shots. It's like, dude, of course you got 36. You had like 20 shots. 26 shots, dude. Come on, dude.
Man, playoff Pete. It ain't
know,
been the same since he called himself playoff Pete, man. It
right.
has not
I
been
will
the
give him
same.
credit though. I will give Paul George credit though, man. He had 7 threes in the other game, and I mean he has been playing good. He's been playing good for the most part because he didn't really play good in game 1 against Phoenix, but he's been playing good for the most part without Kawhi. But I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to that, what I see that's different with the Clippers is that they like with Ty Lue, they make adjustments. You got Reggie Jackson, you got Terrence Mann out there hooping. Zubac's not really my favorite guy to have out there against DeAndre Ayton, but Serge Ibaka's out. So it's like, what are you really gonna do? So for me, for the Clippers, at this point, I honestly think they just need to rest, man, because in that fourth quarter, like all I'm seeing is short jump shots. Reggie Jackson wide open, front of the rim. Paul George, right of the rim. Luke Kennard, front of the rim. Everything's short, man. And it looked just like they did in the first 2 games against Utah. So I think I think you might see Phoenix go up 2-0 tonight. Yeah. And then you'll see the Clippers rest. And then I think they'll make it more interesting in LA, man. And then hey, all I know is even if they get down 2-0, don't write them off.
Don't write them off. Yeah.
Don't write them off. That's all I got.
Now with the Clippers, I got the Suns winning this series. I just don't think the Clippers have enough to get it done against this team, and the Suns just been too hot. And I feel like with the Suns, you beat the defending champions, injury or not, you got to make it to the finals at least. You beat the Lakers. This is the best year for any team that like we won't expect to win, because next year the Lakers and the Nets is over. I'm letting y'all know now. So get your ring now while it's available. Yeah. And I like this though. Everybody complaining, but that's why I know these, like, I want to call them casuals, or they just one fan of just one player or one team instead of basketball. Because if you're a true fan of basketball, you love this, because I love the mystery of not knowing who's gonna win it. I can't legitimately tell you, Chris, I don't know who winning. I don't.
Hey, I'm with you. It's a toss. This is like the first time it's been a toss up, and I don't know how long. But I mean, you got Phoenix. The Clippers have never even been to the conference finals. Atlanta. This is their second time being to the conference finals. And Milwaukee, I think this is like their third time since like 2000. So it's like, so I mean, somebody about to be happy for the first time in a long time, man. It's gonna be
if you ever go to any games, though, if you ever go to any games, or anybody watching from Phoenix, everybody out there, watch out for the Sons and Four guy, man. He real, man. So go tell your Sons and Four might punch you in the face.
Hey, shout out to my family in Arizona, man. My uncle and my cousins. I got family out there. Phoenix.
Tell them watch out for him. He a dangerous man.
Phoenix
Sons and Four,
especially August.
Hey man, look, if I knew that's all he had to do was beat up the drug guy from the rival team and say my team in 4 to get free tickets and jerseys and NBA player shout-outs, I would have been punched somebody at the game then, if that was the case.
Hey, but you did see now, like some Suns fans did jump some Clippers fans the other day.
Yeah,
now they saying like see what Devin Booker that started. Like this is what we're trying to say.
You see what I just said? I might have to go throw a hook or two. You feel me? Zach LaVine, man, give me a shout out, baby. See Red Bulls, I need the tickets.
Bulls and 4, baby.
Bulls and 4, baby. I'm courtside right there. But yeah, no, you're right. Okay, but let me know what the doctor said. All right.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? We kind of just like glossed over that Eastern Conference Finals, man. You said you've been saying Trae Young is overrated, but I mean, what's your thoughts on this series with Atlanta and Milwaukee? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, much the same like I said about the Nets for Milwaukee. It's going, and I said the same thing actually about Atlanta too against Philly. It's gonna come down to pace and 3-point shooting. It's gonna come down to if Milwaukee can control them in the half court. Milwaukee also, Giannis is gonna have to work in this series, man. Yeah, because I mean, Clint Capella, John Collins, the number Okongwu, all the bodies Atlanta can throw at Giannis. It's gonna be tough, and Milwaukee cannot afford for Bryn Forbes and Middleton and all them dudes to shoot bad like they did in the first 2 games against Brooklyn. So I got the Bucks because I mean I picked Bucks Clippers at the beginning of the year. So I'm picking Bucks, but Bucks in 6, man.
Bucks in 6. I got the Bucks in 5 or 6 games. This is, first of all, I'm gonna say this. I was wrong about Trae Young. I'm gonna give him his respect, but this is the series where what I was saying about Trae Young is gonna happen. Why I said he was kind of overrated a little bit. This is the series where he's gonna get exposed. And Giannis is not even the most important player in this series, if y'all really want to know the truth. it's going to be Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday defensively depends on how he's going to play Trae Young, and he usually take advantage of smaller guards. Everybody knows Drew Holiday is real respected around the league. He's probably one of the best defenders, if not the best defender. So that's going to get Trae Young a problem. And he's going to frustrate Trae Young. And that's what you're going to see the Trae Young I was telling you about, where forced a lot of bad shots, which he had been shooting, but he's affecting the game with his passing. So, but I feel like Drew Holiday is going to even make that harder for him. Chris Middleton got to be that guy where he got to average like 25 this series, 25. And he can't do it this series because, yeah, he can't. And with Giannis, because Giannis going to still do his thing, but Chris Middleton is the third best player on the court in this series because it go Giannis, Trae, and Chris Middleton. So now with Milwaukee having the first and the third best player in the series, and you probably rank Drew Holiday as fourth if you really want to go that deep into it. So you got three of the best five players in this series. So you should actually beat down on this Atlanta Hawks team easily.
I got you, bro. No, I heard what you said, bro. I'm going with, you know what? Because I think the best player in this series is probably going to be the most important player in the series is going to be Drew Holiday. I think you got the right idea. It's going to come down to Drew and his ability to defend against Trae Young. I think Milwaukee's really going to need his scoring from the perimeter, and it showed in that Brooklyn series. I mean, just look at Game 7. As soon as he started lighting it up, he started hitting the outside shot. What happened? Milwaukee ended up tying the game, ended up winning the series. And also, man, while I'm here, man, Brook Lopez, man, you lucky Kevin Durant stepped on that line, man.
he almost sold the game.
Oh, man, you lucky he stepped on the line, bro.
I was like, yes, sir. He sold the bag. KD come through with a clutch. It is.
Hey, but Kevin Durant did not lie though. He right, man. His big ass foot did keep them from ending their season. Man.
He knew he went. You could tell KD went for the win.
Toe away.
Toe away. KD went for the win because he knew they didn't have the legs to win in overtime. They was over with because like they could have beat Milwaukee. Milwaukee didn't have the heart to even finish. You could tell how the overtime went. If the Brooklyn Nets wasn't tired as they was, their legs was gone. Steve Nash and played his starters the whole game. Then I think the Nets would have came out and won, but their legs was gone. It was a wrap, and Milwaukee just hit the last shot.
No, I think Milwaukee was just better down the stretch, honestly, man. I mean, It was really Kevin Durant by himself. I mean, at the end of the day, Brooklyn, I mean, like I said, it was injuries. It was just too many injuries for them, man. No Kyrie, no James Harden. And then at the end of the day, like, I mean, can you really rely on Bruce Brown to like kind of put the team on his back? You know what I'm saying? So I just think Brooklyn didn't have enough. And I mean, I hated that KD had the last shot of KD had this season was an air ball, but I mean, because I mean he did everything he could to put that team on his back, but he was out there by himself. I mean, no Kyrie, no Dinwiddie. Harden was there, but Harden was broke. He was like 5 for 17 or something like that.
One leg, so he was in the way.
Yeah, he was on one leg. It's like, come on.
He was in the way more than anything.
It was tough, man. Kevin Durant he tried, man. He came close.
Yeah, he did. He did everything though. That's why I said I'm like, even with him losing, he still showed that he was the best player in the NBA. So even coming in, that's why I tell everybody, oh man, he airballed the last shot. I said all the greats that missed or airballed the last shot. Kobe did, Mike did. I've been LeBron and airball shots. Like it happens, man. It happens, but that can't take away from everything else he did because he was hitting every shot. He just didn't make the last one, and Milwaukee hit it. Even Giannis hit a clutch hook. About time he actually did something he's supposed to be doing, do a post hook. Like, thank God. Like, if he would just do this all the time, because Giannis really, honestly, I keep telling everybody, I said, Giannis, you can't tell me any player you know. If I told you, just say future-wise, hey, man, a player won an MVP back-to-back, and then one of the second year he won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, you'll be like, I know he's the best player in the league. And he's not.
I mean,
it's like Giannis should be the best player in the league.
I mean, if you didn't see that, but I was there, so I don't believe it.
Yeah, you know the truth.
I know the truth. Because I don't think he should have won. I don't even think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. That should have went to one of the two ADs. It should have either went to Andre Drummond, because he was top 10 in both blocks and steals, or it should have went to Anthony Davis. So I was there.
So. MVP either too. Honestly, I think Bron should have low-key got it.
Nah, you couldn't give it to him.
You could have
That
gave
was too
it to Brown.
disrespectful to Anthony Davis, man. That's too disrespectful to Anthony Davis.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably why they gave it to Giannis. Like, yeah, if we give it to one and be disrespecting the other player, then okay. Okay, I see why. But
like Anthony Davis had like he had higher numbers than LeBron, like 6 of the 8 major stats. So it was like you couldn't really like look at that and be like, how?
Yeah,
like,
he's more valuable than AD. Yeah. You're right. Respectfully, I have to respect that. I understand.
No, you good. No, I feel you, but that's perspective because that was my argument all last year. Was like like how? Like, come on, I can't do that, man.
Now with I didn't know this though. I meant to ask you this about this too, not to get off top from the playoffs. With Kemba Walker getting traded, I didn't know I thought you had to wait till the season was over to make trades. Like,
yeah, I did too.
So like, I'm like, what the? I'm like, bro. I'm like, Kemba Walker just got traded. I'm like, and it's the trade deadline pass, or is this like we just letting them know
the playoffs? Though?
Right. I'm like, could you just wait or something? We just letting you know when this day drop, you're traded. We just letting you know ahead of time.
Right, you gone, bro. You traded.
I'm like, bro, what did he do? Like, he must have cursed him out in the exit meeting. Like, you traded somebody when you don't be supposed to be making trades. Like, I'm confused.
Only thing I could think of was maybe that's like some of them new COVID rules where they was like, hey, man, look, we know it's a rough season. Let's trade them. But other than that, I don't got nothing for you, bro. I was like, I didn't know you could trade people in the middle of the playoffs, man.
I didn't know that either.
But like that situation in Boston, that had got so bad. They was like, nah, bro, we want you out of here now. Like, it was just rough, man. They also probably just wanted a fresh start too. But
because I think Brad Stevens taking over now, which I think he should have waited. Even though I know he gonna want Kemba gone regardless, I think he should have waited till he got his coach who gonna run the helm of the team to see what moves he can make. Because what if Kemba actually might have fit the new play style of the coach better? Even though I know Kemba been playing that bad, but you never know. Because now if they move like Marcus Smart or anybody else like that on the roster, or maybe the coach actually would have wanted that player on the roster. So I think he should wait.
No, I get what you. No, I think like with Marcus Smart. It was a rumor that like Brad Stevens was favoring Marcus Smart, which was cause for some of the problems in the locker room, supposedly. But also with Marcus Smart, I think with him, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, I mean, that's a solid trio. The only thing is they always hurt. Like one of them is always hurt. Like Marcus Smart was out. Jason Tatum, he started the season hurt. Not Jason Tatum. Kemba Walker started the season hurt. Jason Tatum missed like 20-something games. Jaylen Brown missed the playoffs. So, like Brad Stevens, like I never thought he really got a good shake with that roster. Like Kyrie was out. Gordon Hayward broke his leg like the first game. Like in Boston, like Brad Stevens never really got his full complement of people. He was always operating with like a half-hearted roster, but was still like getting to the conference finals. So I mean, give him some credit. I mean, I'll give him credit as a coach. But once again, I think it's just one of those situations where you need a new voice in the locker room.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. They just, like you said, they need a new voice. And it ain't like he got some big shoes to fill. Like, Brad, don't get me wrong, he was a good coach, but he didn't accomplish anything when he was in Boston. So it ain't like he got that much big of a shoes to fill. Even now he's like, Doc did a good job, but did Doc really have that big of a shoe to fill? Because they're just like, it's Boston. I think it was just the magnitude of you winning in Boston more than like Doc was just this great of a coach or Brad was just it's Boston. Anything you do in Boston gonna be magnitude. Like it's like certain places in the league you could go and you do anything in the league is gonna be magnified more. Like if you go to Chicago and win or New York, especially New York. Any star player that goes to New York and win automatic legend. That's why I even heard the story that LeBron really wanted to go to the Knicks instead of his Lakers, but his wife said, I want to live in LA. Because LeBron already know, if I go to New York and win, I'm going to be labeled the greatest player of all time. Because the Knicks fan base is so desperate. They was celebrating that they was in the 4th seat with a parade in front of the stadium. And the Knicks was more popular than the Nets.
I think LA was decided long in advance because of business opportunities. Not to say that you can't do it in New York, but also just think about LA, like movies and all of that. I thought LA I just feel like LA was a fit for LeBron, man. Plus, you know that Kobe thing too, a bit of that Kobe thing too.
Well, yeah, but we didn't know Kobe was gonna die though. Before then, we didn't know. That still shocked everybody too. Because to me, I said if LeBron, to me, I feel like right now going to the Lakers in the present time today, going to the Lakers was the smart move. But I feel like to me, future-wise, for legacy career, I think LeBron should have went to the Clippers. Because if you'd have went to the Clippers and won, and of course, like today, we're not going to appreciate it more. But when you look back in the future, like LeBron took two dead franchises, Cavaliers and the Clippers, and made them relevant. That'll hold way more weight than just winning with the Lakers, to me, in my honest opinion. I'm like, you take two dead franchises who never done anything, no player can never say that. And that can add more to the legacy with the GOAT debate. Because, we nitpick when it comes to the GOAT debate, and any little thing will help because that's a huge accomplishment to do. If you take two dead franchises and bring them to the promised land, you can't argue that.
I mean, if you take any franchise, I feel like if you win any championship, they
I'll say I don't know because people out here call the Mickey Mouse ring, COVID ring, this ring don't hold no ring, this ring don't hold, Dirk ring weigh 1,000 pounds, LeBron got number court. I'm like, bro, they won a ring is a ring. Y'all trying to label ring. I didn't know rings could be labeled different. People call it Cupid's comb with this, that. I'm like, come on, man, y'all got to stop, man. They won a championship.
Hey, a championship is a championship, man.
Yes,
that's all you can really say at the end of the day. I mean, let's be real. Like, yeah, Kevin Durant, Clay was hurt, it was a bubble. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could kind of say that every year though. Like everybody got injuries, you know what I'm saying? Now, some injuries happen at the wrong time. Some more significant injuries happen at the wrong time, more so than others. But at the end of the day, it's like you really can't fault the team that won the title. It ain't like they hurt that dude, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of, but at the same time, it's like at the same time, it's like you got to look at it realistically. Like with like the Warriors Raptors series, would that series have been different? Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what would happen if Kevin Durant and Clay was healthy?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see that. I thought that was going to be a good series too.
You talking against the Raptors? They're gonna get swept. I was like, I got my bro next to me. It was gonna be a sweep. It was gonna be some. It was gonna. You
talking about Raptors Warriors that year when they made the finals? That wasn't gonna be no sweep. The Raptors swept them that year in the regular season.
I'm trying.
That would have been a much more entertaining season. That would have been a much more entertaining series, man. If
Warriors
the Raptors and Warriors both healthy.
Warriors at 4. It would have been Warriors at 4. It would have been that nice. Because even KD played a little 6.
Wait, did you really just say they was gonna sweep the Raptors?
The Warriors would have, if they was healthy, the Warriors would have swept the Raptors.
No, they Warriors because the Raptors beat them twice. They swept them in the regular season. Look, they would have gave them some smoke.
I would tell you the same thing.
I picked the Warriors in 6 in that series. So
I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I say with my broken Chicago Bulls heart. Every time during the playoffs, we used to play LeBron. And the Heat used to whoop they butt all regular season. Then we get the playoffs, it'd be a different story.
That's because we didn't have enough. We didn't have enough scores. We didn't have enough.
Melo, all you had to do, Melo, was just come here. We didn't need you to do nothing. We just need you to equal out LeBron, make him tired. We didn't need you.
Shout out the 2011 Bulls. That might be my all-time favorite Bulls team, just because. Outside of the dynasty, of course. Because outside of that, obviously.
Yeah. But now I'm gonna take the D Rose Bulls too. I gotta take the D Rose Bulls first. Then I go to the '90s Jordan because I know my history. I was a baby, so I didn't get ready to enjoy it like I would enjoy it now. If the Bulls going to run, so I got to put the team that I seen that I love. But then after that, then it's a Jordan era.
See, I saw the back half of the three-peat. So I was actually alive for that, but I was like, I was like 6 and 7. But like I remember it though. Like I remember seeing the games and stuff. Like the first repeat, I had all the championship videos, so I kind of like remember it, but not really. But the last repeat, I saw that, so I actually did see the Jordan Bulls. So that's my all-time favorite, and then the D Rose. But one of the 10. But Shaq, what year were you born, man?
93.
All right, so who did the Bulls play in the finals in 93?
It would be the Phoenix Suns, correct? I believe so, yeah. It would be the Phoenix Suns.
It would be the Phoenix Suns, yes. So the Phoenix Suns have not made it to the NBA finals since 1993. Wait, when's your birthday?
When I was born, April 28th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you was around. You was around for them to make it to the finals. Well, in honor of that, man, we're gonna name our top 5 Phoenix Suns players all time. Our top 5 favorite.
Favorite. Okay.
Suns players, not best. I don't want people in my comments, trying to bring the smoke to me, man. I'm naming the 5 guys I like. 5 guys that when I see them, I think, oh yeah, Phoenix Suns. Boy, that's somebody's like, man, he was on the Suns. He was nice. I remember. So top 5 all-time favorite Phoenix Suns players, man. Who you got?
Okay. Number 1, I gotta go. It's not even a recency bias because I called him. I've been calling him this nickname before then once he started training with Kobe. I gotta go. Devin Bean Booker is my number 1 favorite Phoenix Sun because he like Kobe. I gotta go. Devin Bean Booker. That's his nickname, man. Booker. Devin Bean Booker. That's his name. Bean. That boy, baby Bean. Bean Booker. Then number 2, I gotta definitely go. Amari. I loved Amari around that time. Had a lot of highlights. Then I have to go Nash. Nash at 3. Number 4. Ooh. Number 4, favorite Phoenix Sun of all time. I'm gonna go Sean Marion. I got
Sean Marion. Okay. So right now you got Booker, Nash, Amari, Marion. All right, who your last one?
Ooh, I gotta put Chuck in there. I can't be this. I gotta put Chuck in there. I gotta put Chuck in there. Yeah, I gotta put Chuck in there. What about you?
All right. My top 5 all-time favorite Phoenix Suns. I'm gonna go backwards. 5, Sean Marion. Sean Marion be 5, bro. And I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna name some people that I wanted to put. I could have said Kevin Johnson. I could have said Paul Westphal, who was a former head coach and also played for the Suns in the finals in '76. And like he had like a lot of good quotes during that Bulls finals in '93. Michael is not beating us. And, that whole year he was like, because, that year Phoenix got down like 0-2 in the first round. So they was about to get swept. And he was like, I guarantee we won't get swept. We're gonna win games 3, game 4. We're going to win on Sunday. And then they won game 3, game 4, won game 5. So, so I almost thought about him. And so I almost thought about Kevin Johnson, Paul Westphal. But number 5 is Sean Marion, man. I'm going with number 5, Sean Marion.
Hey, Sean Marion from here, right? I believe. Oh, he's from here. I don't know if he's from Chicago, but he from here? I believe so.
He's from Illinois, yes.
Illinois, yeah. I know he ain't Chicago, yeah. That's why I got to show the city.
I want to say it's Peoria. I want to say Peoria.
Yeah, Peoria, yeah. That's why I had to put him in there. I know he's from here. Well, not from here, but he's close enough.
Yeah, he's from the state. Sean Marion, my number 5. My number 4, I'm gonna go with Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire, my number 4. Devin Booker, my number 3. I ain't gonna call him Devin Bean Booker. I think Bradley Beal is more similar to Kobe than anybody. I think Devin Booker got his own lane. But I think Devin Booker got his own lane, man. He just influenced by Kobe. I think in terms of play, Bradley Beal is more similar to Kobe than anybody.
Yeah, I can see what I see. But Kobe done put his imprint on a lot of people. He got a Kobe camp. Yeah. Everybody play like Kobe now.
D Book. I think Kobe is just one of his favorite players. I don't. When I watch him play, like other than like the long jump shot and how he uses his arms when he shoot, I don't really
fade though.
Yeah, I don't really see too much of Kobe other than that. Like
he got that Kobe fade though. He got that fade.
Like the fade and the long arm jumper. That's about it. That's all the Kobe I see, bro. Yeah. And then my number 2, Charles Barkley, man. Charles Barkley, my number 2, man.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah,
and my number 1 is obviously Steve Nash, man.
You gotta put it. Nash was nice. Nice.
Hey man, look. I'm about to say something that's gonna totally make it sound like I'm talking out both sides of my mouth with this. Steve Nash was my favorite player when he won MVP. Yet, I personally believe you could make arguments he didn't deserve either one of those MVPs.
Oh yeah. Nobody's gonna argue with that. Nobody's arguing that. We all accepted that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like 06 should be Kobe and 05 should have been Shaq. I mean, now I understand why they gave 05 to Steve Nash because Phoenix was the best team in the league. And I mean, like they still had the same. He was literally the only person they added, so it was like, all right, I get it. But honestly, man, all them guys were pretty good too. Needed somebody to like kind of put the ball in their hands because numerically he wasn't really the MVP. He was averaging like 15 and 11. But when you watch what he did for the team, it's like, okay, I could see that first one, but that second one, no, that should have been Kobe. I think 06 should have been Kobe.
Yeah, and it's like now we got to the point where we're in age and we look back at things. It was like, yeah, we kind of got that wrong, but we're not gonna go. We can't change it. You know, we could just use his team was just playing that good. We wasn't expecting this for Phoenix. You know, he's pretty much the engine. He's the most valuable Nash out there. They're garbage. So, you know, they got little things they can cover the wound with, but we know the truth. We all know the truth. Yeah.
So, so who's your last Phoenix Sun, man? Who's your last Phoenix Suns player?
My last Phoenix Sun? I had Chuck. Chuck was my last one. It was
okay. Marion, Nash, Amari. Oh, we had the same five. Okay.
We pretty much had the same five different order. I'm surprised when he showed my honorable mention got to be blonde hair Jason Kidd, man. You know, when he was with the Sun. Jason Kidd, the Slim Shady cut. Oh, man.
Bro. Steph, I would have mentioned Stephon Marbury before I mentioned Jason Kidd with Phoenix.
Yeah, he was out of line. He was out of line for that Slim Shady cut.
Jason Kidd was way better in Jersey by that point, man.
Yeah.
In terms of Phoenix, in terms of favorite Phoenix Suns, I put Marbury over Jason Kidd.
I might put Jason Richardson over Jason Kidd. Vince Carter or something.
Man, it was a lot of people that commented. I know Nick Mitrovich from Windy City, the PA announcer. He said Gar Hurd from 1970, the forced overtime for the Suns. A lot of people said Barkley on my Facebook. Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley was somebody else I thought about saying, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with Sean Marion, man.
So, I didn't even check my. I was looking. I ain't checked my comment. Somebody said,
yes, I was talking about on my Facebook yesterday. I had nobody commented in the chat today, but Sean Marion with that flick shot. I had to put him in there, man.
Yeah, he had that little flick. Somebody commented said Nash deserved both MVPs. Nah. Yeah.
A lot of people said Nash.
Yeah.
Quentin Richardson. Somebody said Quentin Richardson yesterday.
Some of my comments said Nash deserved both MVPs. You can debate that.
Did he deserve both MVPs?
He said he deserved both MVPs. We can debate that.
I give you the first one, but not the second one.
Yeah,
and the reason why I know why he won the second one though, because the Lakers was like a 7 seed, so
yeah, it was hard to give it to him.
It's hard to give it to Kobe, but then Westbrook got it as a 6 seed, but once again he averaged.
It's a triple double.
It's like a triple double. So it's like throughout what you're seeing with like the MVP throughout the years is like the rules kind of bend a little bit, depending on it's like the rules kind of bend a little bit.
Yeah, it's like with every award. That's why I was like,
they started bending.
And I'm glad you brought that up because this is what I want to talk to you about too. So, Defensive Player of the Years, I feel like we need to have a better criteria, or we need to get a better understanding of who Defensive Player of the Year should be, because I believe they got it wrong. Because it's 2 years in a row where we see either the Defensive Player of the Year be a liability or get cooked. Perfect example: Rudy Gobert was a liability. That's why Terrence Mann and all them shoot all them threes. They should have pulled him. He was hurting the team. He was hurting the team. But this is your Defensive Player of the Year. Then you go to last year with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jimmy Butler was cooking them. So it's like, what can we do, or do you think they have it right, or what can they do to actually get the Defensive Player of the Year right?
The last 2 years, I don't think they have. I said I think Ben Simmons should have got it this year. I thought it should have went to Ben Simmons this year. And last year, I think
Draymond Green should have got it. Because Ben Simmons, I think Draymond Green should have got this point because Ben Simmons, he don't deserve nothing. He don't deserve an award. He need to go to the gym and practice. Don't give him nothing.
I think he should have got Defensive Player of the Year though. I thought he was really the anchor for Philadelphia defensively on the perimeter. They had like 3 guys get all defensive, and that's because of like Ben Simmons' ability to be versatile on the defensive end. So you can say what you want about his inability to shoot, but on the defensive end, I mean, dude was pretty good.
He was good.
Last year,
I thought he win nothing though because
last year I thought that should have went to Andre Drummond or Anthony Davis though.
Yeah. I don't think Giannis should have got that one because he didn't look like the defensive player of the year once he was on that court. I thought he had a case. He had a solid. He had a case. He had a case for it.
But I would have went this year. I would have went the other way.
Yeah, he did even this year. Yeah, I would have went the other way too. Even this year though, like he didn't even want to. He was avoiding guarding KD. Like, come on, man.
Hey, but when he got out on him and he started making them shots tougher, Milwaukee ended up going to the finals, man. So it worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out in the long run, man.
Yeah, it did. Like you can't deny it. Can't be mad about it. It did work out in the long run, but I don't know, man. I hope they get the awards right in the future, but I doubt it. Cause I made a video about it. I didn't drop it. I got all the awards right. I pretty much swept. I got everyone right. So you kind of get used to how they do their criteria.
It's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of perspective because I mean, like, I'm with you. Like, it's they got that I thought they got right. Like Julius Randle. It's like, okay,
yes.
But last year, I thought that should have been Devontae Graham from Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even a finalist, because they ended up going with Brandon Ingram. It's like, it's a matter of perspective. Sometimes who you think maybe should get it, but like sometimes, but then it's like, nah, man, I don't know what y'all was looking at with that one.
It seemed like every year, like you said, every year it seemed like it changed. The criteria changed.
Like this year, Coach of the Year.
I think Tibbs
like Coach of the Year could have went either way this year. That could have went to either of them three guys: Quinn Snyder, Monty Williams, and Tom Thibodeau. Could have went to either one of them three. It happens.
I gave it to Tibbs because he had the least talent to work with, and nobody expected him to be where they was at. It's clearly coaching why that team is good. It's more coaching than the players to me with that team. Like any other team, you can argue that like, okay, sometimes the players really getting over the top. Like Monty got Chris Paul, who's a coach of his own. Then you got Devin Booker, one of the best upcoming guards in the league. Then you got Quentin Snyder with the Suns. I mean, the Jazz. They're great defensively, but you still got Donovan Mitchell and a veteran PG with Mike Conley. So we can pretty much get the job done on their own too. Not saying they didn't do a good job coaching. They did, but I just feel like Tibbs had to do literally more coaching for those boys to win with the Knickerbockers.
No, I feel you. No, I think that's a fair argument. My argument for Quinn Snyder was like that team was literally in first place all year long, like start to finish. They was the last team to lose 10 games, and then they literally was in first place from start to finish. So I was like, that's kind of impressive considering we always kind of wait for Utah to fall off. So I mean, they did it in the playoffs. They did. They did in the playoffs, but like it's a regular season award. In the regular season, they didn't. So I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty good. And then like with Donovan Mitchell missing games and actually watching Utah and how they would play the high pick and roll and all them guys that would hit outside shots, I was like, you know what? I could vote for Quinn Snyder. I could see Quinn Snyder winning that. I would like to see him win that. Not to say that Tibbs and Monty Williams weren't deserving. That's just my perspective on Quinn Snyder. Once again, perspective. That's
perspective, yeah. And then another question, Chris, because I definitely want you to probably either if I catch your free time, either before the lottery or during or after, we got to do it. Because Chris is my fellow Bulls guy, man. He with the city, but we know we love the team.
Man. C-Red. It's C-Red till I'm done over here, bro.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. But my question is, should we, if this pick though?
Your question was good.
Yeah, I got to pray for us. If this pick go to the 4, if it don't go to the 4, what should we do? Or if it do, which would you rather have? Would you rather for us to get our pick back at number 4, or go into the trade market where we got a Ben Simmons or a Dame Lillard possibly in the trade ramp to go for? What you want to see the Bulls do?
So if the Bulls get the number 4 pick, what would I want to see the Bulls do?
Or I'm saying, or if they which one? If we don't get it, would you rather get the number 4 pick, or would you rather for them to try to trade for another piece?
Like, say that again. You said if the Bulls get the number 4 pick, what I want them to do, like trade it or like pick a guard?
No, I'm saying
honestly, if the Bulls get number 4, I kind of want to see them try to get Suggs.
Suggs, that'd be nice. Yeah, no, I'm saying, would you rather for them to get the pick or try to go out and get like a Ben Simmons or a Dame Lillard? What would you rather for the Bulls to do? Like add another piece or just hope we get this pick?
Wait, would I rather see them add a piece?
Or
I mean,
yeah,
it's weird because honestly, Shaq, I'm gonna be real with you. I've already accepted the fact the Bulls not getting this pick. Like, I'm like, I already accepted.
I'm
like, nah, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I've already accepted the fact that they're not getting this pick, dude. Because you expecting I mean, the D Rose miracle did happen. I'm not expecting that again, but you know, so I'm not expecting them to go top 4. But if the Bulls do get the top 4 pick, they're really in an interesting position because it's like all these contracts are coming off the books, so you could really revamp that front court. You could, if you get a top 4, you could try to get a front court player like a Evan Mobley, who I don't think he's gonna fall to 4, but you know you could try to get him. You could try to get Jalen Suggs out of Gonzaga. I mean, you know, to be in the backcourt. I mean, you know, everybody keeps saying the Bulls need a point guard. You know, they need another guard to go back there with Zach LaVine. You could try to get him. You could try to get Jalen Green. You can look at some of the guys from the G League Ignite, like Jonathan Kuminga. I already said Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
I always forget the other Dyson Nix, the other dude. I know his draft dropped a little bit, but I mean, it's a lot of options out there, man.
Yeah, and this draft is going to be a deep draft too.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna be a deep draft in the sense that like it's not really much. It's not really a lot of deep talent in this draft. Meaning like these guys, it's like a lot of guys that are really good, but like right now, it's gonna take like a couple years for you before you get that real impact outside of maybe Cade Cunningham.
But he going number. I think he might go 1. Maybe. I think Cade Cunningham might go 1. I think he should go 1, right? But it depends
he's projected to go number 1. Evan Mobley number 2. Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs are projected to be like 3 or 4.
Yeah, and they have not been the Bulls. So because now Kobe White out, so I'm pushing the Lonzo Ball bandwagon train. Who you want for that point guard position?
You want Lonzo? That's who you want. I want Kobe White. Honestly, I think Kobe White could work.
But he hurt though.
White could work. I know he's hurt, but I know he's hurt, and I know like that also may affect the situation. You know, moving forward, considering his new management. But also, I think Kobe White could work as a starting point guard, man, in the league. Even though to me, I'm considering like, you know, LeBron was leading the league in assists last year, and Jokic was like at the top of the list. You really just need somebody that can facilitate. And I think the only problem with Kobe White is he can't facilitate. He's not really good at facilitating in the half court. He's a little he moves a little too fast. You know, he's a good scorer, but he's not really like a floor general. I just think if you can get Kobe White to slow down, calm in the half court and be a floor general, I think it could work, especially with how good he can score the ball. Yeah. But if you do want to go out and you want to try to get somebody other than Kobe White, I can understand why you would say Lonzo. But I still think I would want somebody that's more developed as a shooter already. You know what I'm saying?
Lonzo got better.
I want somebody like because if you go with Lonzo and Kobe White, I mean they kind of Lonzo's a little more developed, but in turn, right, it's kind of like the same player. It's like, you know, guys that are kind of hit and miss in the half court when it comes to shooting floor space and threes. You know, guys that can facilitate. I think Lonzo's a much better facilitator than Kobe. Yeah. But on the other side of that, Kobe's probably better scorer. So it's like, probably better off the dribble than at scoring than Lonzo. So I don't know. Yeah.
But to me, I feel like the Bulls, we don't need scoring. And I think
I'm sorry. I got that backwards. Lonzo better scoring off the dribble than Kobe. Kobe better than shooting from the outside than Lonzo.
Yeah. I think like for us, I think Kobe would work if we didn't have Zach LaVine as the 2 guard, because they're both a liability on defense. So I think Lonzo Ball will bring the defense that we need. We need the actual floor general to control the pace of our offense, because we gave him too many leads sometimes when we actually was winning. And I think Kobe White, if he want to play the role of the combo guard where he care more about scoring, to me, I think he'd be great as the 6th man for the Bulls, coming off the bench where he can play his game, don't really have to change too much. Because I feel like it's like I didn't watch Kobe White so much that if I notice this as a fan watching the game, I know people in the NBA notice this. Like, I can tell how Kobe White dribbles when he's finna pass and shoot the ball. Like he's not. He's like
a lot of them guys like that on the board.
Yeah, it's like and it's like he feel like when he's scoring, he's look like it's an elite dribble. When he's trying to pass the ball, he don't like he dribble as good with the ball. So like I can tell before he even what he's doing with the ball before he even does it. And I just feel like he will flourish more as a six man with the Bulls, and we need somebody who can run the offense, play defense. And Lonzo has become a better shooter, and the pace that we play with will benefit. Yeah, and the pace that we play with will actually help his game. So he actually get a team where he can run the team, and he'd be his team, and we can actually have confidence in him. I'm pushing for Lonzo. I don't want Schroeder though. Yeah. Schroeder, no. Schroeder, hell no.
I know you pushing for Lonzo. Look, man, Lonzo. Look, I'm not against Kobe. I'm not against Lonzo. I just want to see the Bulls win. But right now, I think when you look at the Bulls with all the contracts coming off the books, it's hard to get excited about anything in terms of like individual players because they like considering what AK and Eversley's been doing, the door is wide open. Like I just like so far with what they did with Vucevic. They got my trust, man. As a Bulls fan, they earned my trust. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit back and let them work. If we don't get one of them top 4 picks, I'm like, all right, they might make a trade. If not, they make a free agent move. I think it's a new era in Chicago, man. It's a new era in Chicago Bulls basketball, man.
Thank God. Oh my goodness, this is right. You hit it right on the head. You hit it right on the head.
It's like it's for the first time as Bulls fans, we don't have to worry about like, man, what do we do? It's like, okay, we got something. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. That's actually like I can sit back and I'm like, okay. And even with the Vucevic move, everybody was talking about like, oh, the Bulls got swindled. I said, no, we did. We made a great trade. We didn't give up nothing but a couple picks.
You say what?
And some people was trying to say that the Bulls didn't make a good trade. Or I'm like, bro, we made a great trade. We gave up 2 players who wasn't worth anything, getting injured, and we just gave up 2 picks. And the first pick really wasn't supposed to be worth anything because it's supposed to make the playoffs, but injuries and COVID happened, which is cool. But the next pick they got is not going to be that high. The Bulls going to be a great team. We got our pick coming up this year. So just in case we do have another bad year, our pick could be in the lottery. We got this pick. So we're fine. And like I said, I trust him too. And I want Lonzo Ball too because I think he'll help Vucevic to actually have him like a point guard to actually give Vucevic the ball. And he's great with the ball in his hand too. Because I feel like AK is trying to make the Denver Nuggets East, but that's why he kind of went with that. Like
that's kind of what it's looking like. It's starting to look like that.
That's what he's trying to make. Yeah,
because and it's like what you expect. It's like what you expect. You got him from Denver. Like that's so.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. So exactly. I already see what he was doing. As soon as we got Vucevic, I was like, "Yep, I see what you're doing, bro." I see.
He ain't the same, and he ain't running it up the court like Vooch, but he can pass though.
I will say this, man. I think the Bulls have a 2-year window, and the reason why I say 2-year window is because Vucevic's contract comes due next season, 2023. Yep. Zach LaVine's contract comes due next summer. I think they should get him extended probably to 2025. And then if you can do that, try to extend Thaddeus Young. Try to extend Thaddeus Young as long as possible, man. Keep him in that locker room. Use him as like your veteran. And then 2023, Kobe White contract is going. I think he goes in a restricted free agency or something like that. So it's a lot of contracts that the Bulls can really move come 2022, 2023. You got a 2-year window, man. Like I say, try to extend Zach. If you can't get him extended long term to 2025, at least extend him to 2023, man. Make one make it a 2-year window. That's all I want to see out of the Bulls.
Yeah, or say that. Look, man, I'm not saying this gonna happen because obviously it's possible, but a certain superstar, which everybody mad who I've been saying he's the best player in the league. And I only want to say this because it's halfway on my channel, and people gonna be like, "Oh, that's why you rock with KD." But KD was rocking with the Bulls. He said, "Love how the roster coming together as a nice team." And I believe if KD contract not up, I think his contract up after next year. We might have the money to go sign him. So I don't know. I'm just saying we got options, and I trust AK. He gonna make moves happen.
Hey man, look, hey,
got options.
It's a lot of optimism, man.
Go ahead, come to Chicago.
It's a lot of
KD.
optimism, man. It's a lot of optimism with the Bulls right now. It's a new era, man. But I mean, this is supposed to be a playoff check-in, man. We didn't got all off the playoff topic, but I mean, we did what we came here to do. So you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up, bro. We can just wrap this one up, bro. It's also starting to get hot, bro. It's starting to hit that. It's starting to hit that 80 threshold. So
yeah. Oh, you got to do dogs there, though.
So yeah.
You got the dogs today or no?
So yeah, appreciate you for sliding through, bro. Appreciate you for sliding through the World Class Hoops podcast.
Okay.
SB Talk Sports, man. What's good, man? I always come through and say something in the comments, man. So shout out to y'all for tuning in. Shout out to you for sliding through. Positive energy.
Yes, sir.
Positive energy to everybody, man. You know, Shaq, I'm gonna have you back on here, man, for some probably some more playoff stuff, some more
I'm gonna need you to come on mine too.
You know, some lottery. You already know, bro.
Yeah. I say, do you do dogs today or no? Or no? You don't do dogs today?
You say what?
You do the Chicago Dogs today? You doing a baseball game today or no?
You the baseball? What baseball game?
The Dogs. No.
Oh no, ain't no dogs. They on the road right now. They on the road right now. So no, this is today a day off. This is about to be a legit day off. Like,
oh yeah, enjoy that.
I ain't doing nothing today.
When the Bulls start back, I'm definitely gonna link back in too.
I'm about to chill, bro.
Yeah. When Windy City Bulls start, I'm gonna link back in on the Windy City Bulls too. I'm definitely gonna get back on that.
All right, that's cool. But hey, man, once again, salute to coming through, bro. Salute to coming through for the World Class Hoops podcast. Salute to SB Talk Sports, man. Hey, let's wrap this up, man. We gonna get up out of here. It's starting to get hot.
You gotta go outside. All right, man. Salute, man.
We gotta go outside, bro.
All right, man. Salute.
All right, big dog.